around the house. Right, he kept saying, right, he kept saying, and they rose again. He was like, he kept saying, I'm ready to go.
Oh, there it is.
I was like, hey, he was like, it's enough. Like, I get my time. I told him, peace out. Oh, when they two rose together, I already knew, like, yeah, he was here all day. He was irritated. He definitely was irritated. Yeah. 2 years now, you knew? I told her. That's no difference. And you say it every time. And you still come back and say, oh, look at me. Yep. All right. Every time you see me, hey y'all. How y'all doing? It's your girl. I am Kenya's Keepsake. Okay, and thank you guys for coming out. Tonight is the Battle of Perspectives. I did not want to say the Battle of Sexes because what we've come to find out is that men and women sometimes think alike. And so it's not always a gender thing to where it's like a man thinks this way or a woman thinks that, because a lot of people say that us women think like niggas too sometimes. Right? And sometimes, what's this oversaturated word we talked about last night, sassy, that all of a sudden all these women are calling these men sassy these days. So therefore, it wouldn't be a battle of sexes, it would be perspectives, right? So thank you for coming out. Kenya's Keepsake is I help individuals unlearn and relearn relationship skills because it's about your environment. It's about how you grew up, where you grew up, and a lot of people just thrive off of relationships based on what they know. So what happens is you meet somebody else who grew up in a whole different environment and y'all clashing, you don't know, you talking about, I don't like your family, why your family do that? And they looking at you like, oh my God, you think you independent and all this other kind of stuff. So we all just need to unlearn what we learned because in our households, it's not always right the right way. Or I say all the time, because I grew up in a loving two-parent home. I always say that because a lot of people, we discussed this at one of our events, a lot of people think that growing up in a two-parent home is the cheat code. And it's not the cheat code because, so for me, I grew up in a loving two-parent home. My parents, we were great. My brother, he'll be here in a second. Everything was great. But for me, on the other end, where it comes a challenge for me is if I meet someone who didn't grow up in a loving two-parent home, a single parent home, an abusive home, whatever the case may be. So therefore, it's harder for me being in a relationship with that person because we're clashing. My values don't align with his values. I don't understand why his mama told him that. You know, it's getting personal right now because the mamas, we're going to talk about the mamas, y'all. Did y'all see that Tyler Perry movie? I wasn't going to bring that Tyler Perry movie up, but if y'all, okay, no, we're not talking about that. Oh my, and I've seen it 3 times. By the 3rd time, it was funny. By the 3rd time, we're talking about the Tyler Perry movie. Y'all saw that one? No. It's deep. It's divorce in the black. It gets real deep. So, when it comes to different environments, people have to understand that generations were different when we were growing up. Finances were different when we were growing up. Situations, everything was different when we were growing up. So I, again, coach individuals to unlearn and relearn that. And I do that by teaching them different communication styles, love languages. Everybody know their love language in here? Do y'all know what the love languages are? There are 5 of them. Who knows theirs? What's yours?
Mine are quality time and gifts.
Okay. Now, in your past, are you single? If you mind disclosing? You're in a relationship? But, okay, so you're currently in a relationship. In your past relationships, I want to go there, did you find that your partner was speaking your love language? Were you speaking theirs? Was it an issue with the love language?
No, because I only date people who
Speak your love languages. How do you test that? And how do you figure that out?
Since it's quality time, somebody who always wants to see me, wants to hang out, wants to do fun things together.
Good. That's
Doesn't miss my birthday as far as gifts, little things.
So nonverbal. And that's important because I want to talk about that tonight. A lot of people, a lot of people always talk about first dates when you're dating, how you figure out somebody, right? Oh, what's the questions to ask? Oh, do you want this? And that's how you figure it out. And I always tell people that is not how you figure it out because anybody can say anything that they want in the beginning. Anybody can do anything that they want in the beginning, but also people can change later on down the line. So therefore, we're in a dating phase, we're dating, and I tell you this is what I like, you tell me it was like, but then 6 months later, I don't like that no more. So stop doing that. Stop doing that, right? But what Summer is saying is that hers is nonverbal because she pays it to observation. Anybody else on their love language? Want to share?
Mine is communication, action, and communication, action.
So words of
Quality time.
words of affirmation. Right, but you said communication, so you mean
Because I don't need nobody to validate me, so I'm not worried about
okay, but communication not a love language.
Communication is one of mine. Not you asked me what's mine.
So what category would it fall in?
That's what I'm trying to figure out because with communication, words of affirmation is the only one that's more expressive because there is words of affirmation, gifts, acts of service, quality time, and then physical touch. Right. So communication.
Well, I'll leave that one out.
Okay. All right.
I'm just go with action and quality time.
Acts of service and quality time. Okay, good. Now, in your dating relationships, have you?
I'm saying 5.5 for a reason.
You want to share the reason? A lot of guys don't say.
Because I'm looking for something different.
Okay.
I'm not looking for something that I didn't had already or I see all the time, so I'm just looking for something different, hoping that shit it just fall in my lap.
The right thing, right?
Okay. Good. Follow your lap. So in the meantime, what are you doing for them to fall in your lap?
I ain't seeing this shit. In the meantime, I'm at work.
He making that bag in the meantime.
Okay. Okay, perfect. All right. And no one else for the love language want to share? All right. Aaliyah.
Acts of service,
Mm-hmm.
physical touch.
Mm-hmm. Past relationships. Mm-hmm.
I have on my side, they want to on their side. So
Okay.
it's like a give and take.
Mhm.
Okay,
So, exactly. So, it's like if you give 70, and you want to give 30,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
10.
or you supportive and
Mhm.
dance. You know, like you try and do
Mm-hmm.
your part, but you don't always get that back. So, that's why.
Mm-hmm. Reciprocation. That's what we're talking about. Now, what was your first model of love? Anybody that wants to discuss or share your first model of love? Kat?
Like my first model of like first person.
Like the first person that you gave you that vision, like Mariah Carey.
Well, the first man that I ever loved was my daddy. I was raised by a single father.
Oh, okay.
I love my daddy,
Mm-hmm.
and I knew that the way my dad loved me,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the way I envisioned love. But when I got married, I didn't have the clarity that I thought I had. I knew what a father's love was. I didn't know what a man love was. So, but for me to really realize a man love, I don't think I realized it until probably in some last months of realizing how I'm supposed to be loved and what love looks like and feels like.
in the last months, like few months?
Like 6 months plus, and almost a year, that I realized what love was.
Mm-hmm.
Because even though in past relationships, I thought that, oh, somebody buys you something that they love you. Oh, you know, they wine and dine you, they love you. But I didn't realize it was more nonverbal.
Mm-hmm.
It's more a person's actions that speak louder than what comes out of their mouth.
Right.
And so I'm in awe a lot of times, you know, when they said life starts at 40, oh, it was real.
It's a real
It
thing.
was a whole different vision because I started realizing what I wasn't going to deal with and what I wasn't going to make excuses for. And so that's why I was like, okay, but then I realized love started with myself.
Mm-hmm. Which is the non-negotiables and the negotiables. You had your hand up.
I'm okay. She did it.
What she said?
Well, I was gonna say I was raised by a single father, so that is how I learned years later my love language.
Mhm.
My dad was everything. Oh, you need this, I got it. You need this, I got it. So my dad showed me as a provider. However, my dad didn't show other things. Like for me, acts of service are beyond just buying something. Help me out around the house. You know what I'm saying? Like I do a lot, so help me out. You know, the simple washing my car needs washing instead of telling me, oh, you need your car washed. You know, stuff like that. So I learned a different way by being raised by a single father.
Okay, how has that affected your relationships?
Oh, girl, single.
Right. Right.
I was like, they were saying that too much of a man because I got
Right.
See, you have like a dude.
Exactly. I get that a lot. But see, like my thing is too, it's like because my dad raised me and I've learned certain things, I've learned how to do things and I've learned what I did not like. So I was able to provide that or do for myself. So it's not that I'm acting like a man, which men don't understand. If I'm taking care of myself, and if you want me to not act like a man, you go ahead and you carry that role and allow me to be softer. Because if I'm carrying on my own while you just around for other reasons, then I'm gonna be that man. Like that's really how it is.
Right. No, I feel that. That's interesting because I got men in the background because, and what I want to say is that I hear you, I feel you. I wasn't raised by, I'm a daddy's girl. Again, two parent home, but I'm a daddy's girl to it. And a lot of men would say that you sound real independent and all that other kind of stuff. And we had this discussion, I think, at the last one. So I wanted to ask the men in the building, we talked about tone at the last event, we talked about tone.
Oh, I had that back.
Right? And so the men is saying, right, about tone.
And it's not to just me, it's the women too.
And one of the very first questions I said off the last event was, are women too emotional in the beginning of the dating stage and define emotional? So guys were saying it's not so much, right? And so the ladies, not the guys, the ladies were saying, like, what is emotional? Is it if I'm expressing or if I'm just sitting up there like, oh my God. So guys were saying that not so much. It's more of the aggression. It's more of that type of tone that turns men off in the beginning in the dating stages. So I have my men in the audience, and I would love to, Ryan, you had your hand up. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I had a totally different question. So for me, I'm not a sensitive guy, right? So, I mean, I really don't give a shit what I'm saying. It's more so the talk. Like, if you get too loud while you're talking to me, I'm gonna shut that shit down. Like, you can deliver the message however you want to do it. Just don't yell at me. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, you need to talk calm and cuss, talk calm and cuss. Just don't go beyond, you know, the atmosphere that we in. Like, we in the house, usually in the house. I mean, like I'm saying, like, if we in the house, usually in-house boys and talk shit. You don't have to, yes.
What's an in-house voice?
Just be calm and talk shit.
That's
Like,
it.
I'm always calm. So
outside.
even when I'm mad.
Right.
If we outside, like, be calm and talk shit.
Well, that's not our inside. See, that's a thank you, ladies, because that's the other thing when it comes to the battle of perspective is that we need this clarity. It's about clarity. That's why it's like define this, define that. We need definition for what is so again because you're saying you're in home place. So we like, all right, so when we outside,
the same voice all the time.
Okay.
Hence the reason he said the inside voice and the outside voice is the same.
Okay.
That's
So
why
we
he
need
said
to,
that.
we need to call it
So
something.
match him.
Right.
If he ain't turning up on you, why you turning up on him?
Right.
Okay, now, in a situation where the guy is turning up,
We gonna get some of that bass out.
You should.
right,
Look,
you're absolutely right, he shouldn't,
A
but
man-
there
a man-
are
A
some,
man should never,
Uh-huh.
but if a man
if
does,
a man does.
I think any woman, just from a physical standpoint, should understand that if he does that, you can't do that.
Mhm.
Because if you do that, he's not in his right
It's
mind.
probably the situation.
And it's not a good idea for you to do that.
Right.
The situation.
Unless you can whoop, but if you can whoop, then do what you want to do.
Right.
But, hey,
Now, going back to the, well, hold on, because I think what you say, Kat, because
I said, I don't want a man like public like crying again. Crying again.
right,
I don't feel like that. I don't feel like I'm my son or something. You know, like.
now back to the independent woman thing here, guys. Did she sound independent to you guys? If you just met her upon approaching her, did she sound too independent to you guys?
Who?
My girl Ashley right here.
That's a woman's definition for what, being strong?
Is that a woman's definition or is
Is
that what a man
No, I'm
says?
saying,
Right.
independent because my mom was independent, right? She raised 4 boys and a girl.
Okay.
So does that mean that like she independent because she took care of her kids and raised them and she was a strong woman because she had to be?
Are you asking?
Like I'm just saying, like is that the definition that y'all use is independent? Because that shit don't bother me. Like
Well,
for say, like right, like if a woman know how to change a tire, fuck it, that's fine. But if I'm there, I'm not gonna let her do it because that's something that I'm gonna do as a man. Like damn, lay the tire flat, I got this shit. If I need you to pass me something, pass me what I need so I can get this tire changed and get back on the road.
So there's two different things, or a few different things that can go to being independent.
Right.
One thing, like you're saying about changing a tire, there are several women who you can consider independent because they will be with their man and they will have to change their tire themselves. So would that make them independent or would that make them strong?
I'm just like, that's terrible.
It's terrible. It's terrible. But what I'm saying is reality. When you're saying that independence makes you strong, there are women who are technically independent because they are literally doing everything by themselves, whether there's a man around or not. So with your mom being a single mother, as am I, I'm not saying I am independent because I am strong and taking care of my responsibilities. Okay, so that's what she said. Answer the question.
Right.
Like, answer the question.
because,
I raised 3 kids and I'm independent, right?
well,
Is that a question?
let me clarify. And the reason why I was asking was the question because you asked, is that the definition, or is that how women define it? Now, the challenge is that we don't, men do. So that's what we're trying to figure out. We as women don't walk around talking about I-N-D.
Exactly.
Like, we don't go around like, I fix my whole tire. I'm like, no, we don't do
Like,
that.
I'm talking about a percentage of men.
wait a minute, hold
Because it's
on.
not all of us that think like that.
I'm gonna call Cap on all of that.
Okay.
Are you mean to tell me y'all women are not walking around talking about y'all
Right, that's right here.
Or is it a percentage?
Right.
Because I don't know too many.
Okay, let me put
It's
it back
always a
in.
percentage. It's always, there's no
The honest, independent women don't walk around here
Right.
saying they're independent. Right. That makes sense.
Right.
Yeah, well, again,
Mhm.
Cap,
Okay.
I don't need a man. How long have we heard that? That's 2 decades. I'm 40, about to turn 41.
Mhm.
That's almost 3 decades.
Okay.
And but those aren't always independent women though. Those are women.
Right.
Those are women who have been conditioned to think that they don't.
Yes.
Any woman that doesn't need a man is independent.
But those are women who have been conditioned to think that way.
Okay,
So it
well,
doesn't mean that.
Let's do this here in Opinion Keepsake because let's still bring it back. Let's define independence.
Independence is a person that does not need someone from the other sex. So a man is independent. If he can live on his own, I don't need anybody else. I don't need a spouse. I want to go forward in life. I'm gonna die at 75, no kids, no woman, and I'm gonna live that life. And an independent woman is the same thing. I'm gonna die at 75 or 80 because y'all live longer than us. I'm gonna do this thing and I'm gonna build my life. Da 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 da. That's an independent person. If you don't need someone of the opposite sex, in my opinion, you're independent.
Okay. Anyone else? Kat?
So we know what independent is. Independent is not needing anybody else, not either man or woman. You know, so and a lot of women, single mother like myself, I've been a single mother when my oldest son was born, and then I became a single mother again after I got divorced. Sometimes you're forced to be independent, and a lot of women don't want to be. But I know in our earlier years we had independent. You know, everything was independent. Neo had a whole song with independent. And everything was classified on traits of women who could do it by themselves. I'm not saying we wanted to do it by ourselves, but if we had to, we could. And is that synonymous with strength? It is, but sometimes we're strong when we don't want to be. Trust me, I don't like doing this shit by myself, okay? I don't really have to figure it out by myself, but I do. But does that equate to me being strong? No, I'm strong in different ways. And because I can take care of my family, take care of my home, that doesn't personify strength for me.
Anyone else?
Right.
All right. Hold that thought. Shelly has walked in the building. Shelly's Cobblers. Hey, Miss Shelly. Thank you for joining us. And her husband, Mr. Clark, as well. So we have Cobbler in the back, y'all. As well as that is our actual third panelist, y'all. So we are here, but we're gonna finish this conversation right now. Duran, you are on it.
No, I just wanted to say, well, acts. Like, the majority of y'all would say y'all independent, right?
No, that's.
No,
Go ahead. My bad. Go ahead.
Majority of you ladies in here would say you're independent, right?
I'm gonna take care of difference.
Self-sufficient is the same thing.
It's not. That's why we have to be clear on definitions.
Y'all in here educated, I like that.
Yes. Because again, that's where we get the cross in and the miseducation, because so many words, like I say, and I talk about this all the time, are oversaturated, misunderstood, and the words that we need to bring back that are basic, like understanding, don't nobody want to talk about no more. But y'all want to talk about dating with intention, y'all want to talk about diabolical, what's all these other words, but nobody want to talk about understanding and other things that will actually create these healthy relationships that we are having. So definition is clear, which is why, again, we're trying to define as women what independence means, and is it something that is being overused and by who? Because I feel you're saying that it's Kat, but us on this other end, we hear it way, and I'm saying we as in general, the percentage of women hear it way too much, like you too independent, and it's just like, just because I did that, I'm independent. So let's play devil's advocate, hypothetical, or whatever. How can a self-sufficient woman let a man know that she's not independent, strong, or whatever, and she wants a man to lead? That's another mistake.
I mean, you can try to
I'll say this. When the first opportunity presents itself, we all, I believe, understand that there are roles for each person within a relationship. So when the first opportunity presents itself for a man to be a man, specifically for the woman that he's engaging, interacting with, don't step out. I know you're used to it. You can't do it. You've been taught to do it. X, Y, Z. Stand back and let him do it. And if he does not do it, then you do it and then you cut him off. But if you jump out because you're used to it, and then you do it, and then he looking at you like, why would you do that? And you like, well, I'm used to doing it, then he's gonna be like, you're independent.
Okay, so I've had the experience of both. So I've had the experience to where it was opportunity it was that. Oh, you don't want to talk to me because you feel like you are independent, strong black woman. No, baby, that was not the issue. You have an opportunity to present yourself.
But even if that was the issue, it's okay.
No, I'm saying that goes back to the whole, you being independent, but it's not until you're independent. This was an opportunity for you to know me. And it's not even to be a man, so it's opportunity for you as someone I'm talking to or dealing with whatever to help me, and you don't. So for me, I don't have to deal with anything I don't like. And that for me was one of the things that was like not it. But it turned to the whole, oh, you think you're independent or you want to be a strong black woman. And that really
and in the reality, he was just wrong. Yeah, he was just wrong. And that's okay.
But I encountered that a lot with my, even though I did it with my brothers, with my cousins. I see so many men do that.
Which is, again, why we are trying to get clarity for the majority of men, or whatever other ratio of men that there is, because we're not saying this happens once, twice. Like, this is something that we encounter, and again, I'm putting all of this in here, that we encounter because I have a similar story, and then I'll come back to my story.
Right.
So I'm at the gas station, right? I'm at the gas station, and a guy asked to, pump my gas. Okay, cool, no problem. Put the gas cap on, going about business. Thank you, appreciate it. He don't want nothing. That's cool. I appreciate that. Next 2 days, I'm driving, my check engine light come on. Now, I was right, again, I'm a daddy's girl, so my daddy told me a long time ago what that check engine light might be, and it might be because my gas cap is loose. So my gas cap is loose. I let a man help me because I didn't want to be that independent, and at the end of the day, he failed me. But had I been like, no, I got it. I can put my, no, I wouldn't say that. Let me stop that because I wouldn't say it like that because it is about time. I wouldn't say it like that. But I'm saying if I would be like, no, thank you. That's okay. I got it. I would have been being an independent woman. I don't want no man to help me or nothing like that. But he failed me at the end of the day. So what do we do with that?
You knocking a brother because he was wrong?
It could have been
Damn.
No,
I honestly got you. If he does not know that it's possible that your gas cap could be the reason that your light comes on, and he does not know that, and I can tell you with 100% certainty, the majority of people walking this earth do not know. You can't judge. I won't say you can't. I don't think you should judge him based on it. Because he didn't fail you.
That wasn't the point.
But that is the root of it. He didn't fail you. He was just ignorant to the fact he tried to help and he couldn't.
He didn't know no better.
Exactly. You didn't judge him.
He did try. So you gotta get that. No, he was cool. It wasn't. But what I am saying is that on the flip side, taking it out of that situation, had a woman had refused his help, or had a woman, let's say had that happened, say he wasn't even a stranger, and 2 days later, and I tell him that he was ignorant to it, right, and I let him know that, then it would have been an issue of me downplaying him on all of that. So
he wasn't able to help you, but he might be able to help another person.
Right.
Which might be another woman. Oh, let's check your gas cap.
Right.
Because you already told him. So in the next situation, I'm quite sure that he would have been able to help someone else.
Mm-hmm. And right, that would be on a great side of it, but it doesn't always happen like that.
Right. But this is the thing that I and that's what I want to speak on. I think that we don't give the man the power or the authority to take care of us.
Mm-hmm.
We're so willing to do everything on ourselves, especially like single women. We so used to taking care of everything by ourselves. When someone is trying to help us, we don't even recognize it. Because we're so used to doing everything by ourselves. And what happens is we kind of put them in the blind so they get used to that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think a lot of women need to put it on there. This is what needs to be done. Check this, check that. But if we're checking it ourselves, we're not giving them no responsibility. And I'm gonna go back with what you said, gas station or whatever.
of the women probably deal with gang members. They can't get out and pump no gas. We gotta get outside.
Because I'm out of bounds.
So here's why. That he can't get out and pump that gas. But I'm just trying.
I told you not to tell me that.
I'm gonna take my side. And then if I gotta get out and pump my gas while you checking his surroundings, that's what it is.
No, I feel that. And that makes sense. And so here's the thing. Every month a different crowd is here, and we have two mature men who is on point with their answers and is giving us some insight. But this is not who we deal with, right? So that's why we're sitting here, and it might be foreign to you guys, because you guys are like, you guys do that? And we're like, yeah. Right? And y'all like, oh my God. No, I'm sorry. But my point, but I want to go back to what you were saying, because it's really about experiences, right? So I feel you on allowing a man to do this, seeing if he can. But again, you have to understand, especially in our age now, I don't know, we're between 30 and 50. Let's just say that, right? We're between 30 and 50 here. There are women who have experience, and again, this is it's always gray in the middle, but experience after experience of men not knowing what to do or aren't willing to learn because they're intimidated, right? And so it's not so much that women aren't giving them the chances, it's that they gave the last 5 a chance, and on this 6th one, you're like, you know what, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I've been here before. Right? So that is where that comes from when it's like you don't want to give the second person a chance. I'm not saying that it's good or bad, because that's not what Keepsake teach. But I'm telling you where the experience comes from and where we are when it comes in and out is that after so long, you don't want to continue to be like, you know how to do this? All right, because we're not going to tell them the last 5 years. They're going to do it.
Stop doing that
Definitely
shit.
know what it is.
Exactly.
I know I'm saying,
Because
but
my kids
that's
tell me all
what
the
women do
time.
too. Women do that as well.
My girls tell me all the time. She's like, Mom, like you're always like do this, do that, whatever it is. I was brought up with a mom and a dad. I'm Mexican, so my mom did everything for my dad. My dad brought the paycheck home. My mom handled it. Right? So anything my dad needed to be done, he come home, food is there, whatever it is. My mom took care of everything. So I think that, because I get the backlash from my kids, is that that's the same way that I am. My man is my man, and the man got to be taken care of. I'm not talking about a deadbeat.
Right.
I'm not talking about somebody that's just sitting at the house not doing nothing. I'm talking about a man that's making his money, regardless of how he's making it. He making sure that the home is taken care of, right? Everything is done. So, and I think it comes from your tradition or your background or whatever it is. And my kids are, you cater. It's not that. I never had a man that never did anything for the household. I'm not talking about a deadbeat.
Right.
I'm talking about somebody that's taking care of the household. And that's what I tell them. It's a difference. Because if he's a bomb, you shouldn't be doing a goddamn thing.
Okay. And you know what? Right. Because it's funny. Mindset is cultural. Definitely, because joke or no joke, you do hear a lot of black men or women say that, oh yeah, Mexicans, they gonna pack that lunch for their man. 5 o'clock in the morning, they gonna have him. You know, and they always speak that the Mexican women always take care of their men. Well, yes, but it's still a part of the culture, right? Because you can stand here and say not a deadbeat, but unfortunately, there's so many women that do the same thing for deadbeats every day.
And that's what opportunity to get their
And that's
awareness
why I
on
say
all
work
these
for
women.
it. You gotta
They're not doing what they supposed to.
You gotta know that he's working. You don't just cater to all of them that walk through the door.
Right.
You gotta know that he's working. So you know what I'm saying? The clothes on his face. You gotta know that he's working. You don't just give it to everybody.
I can tell you what it
Give
is.
it to everybody. Well, you don't know that person yet because you're working your way through. Everybody has masquerade that they put on. If they know that, oh, she wants somebody that's gonna take care of her, I'm gonna take care of her the first couple of weeks. And then I'm gonna fall off a couple months after.
However,
Because that's not my intention. So you gotta make sure you work.
so however, I always tell my kids, someone is always meant for somebody. Because some of these men probably never even had a mom around. Probably never even had a dad around. They don't know the difference. So if that's somebody that's loving, caring, or whatever, you gotta figure it out. Maybe they don't have nothing. However, you can push them to it. Help them. Because I think that a lot of these men nowadays, they're into all this other stuff where there's no boundaries. There's no, oh, I gotta take care of my woman. They making this money. They want to go spend it on all these flashy women and all these other things. Not taking care of his kids and all these other things. But I think that a lot of men now in these days, they don't know no better.
Okay.
Not until they meet a woman.
Now, what is help? Before we get into the panel, that's gonna be the last discussion topic question. What is helping me?
Letting him know his worth.
Okay.
Let's get a job.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be here for you. Come on, let's go get a job. Wherever you work, I'm here for you. Whatever you can't pay for, I got it.
Okay.
Just being supporting your man.
You got
Taking
to.
them wherever
You have to.
and teaching him what he's like.
Exactly.
But there's a fine line between teaching.
Right, so again, we all
No,
about
I'm very good.
that's why I'm very fine. It's all about baby, right? So that's why I'm fine because you do hear, I mean, other people, this one, you hear so much as like, oh, supporting, helping, I put him through this, I did that to her,
But
I
don't
did
expect nothing from
this.
it.
So I'm trying to
Because he can turn around, you can help him with
because
everything.
help is
And he's
different.
gonna turn around and leave you and go to somebody else. But I believe, hold on, no, hold on, talk. But I believe that people come into your life for a certain reason.
Okay.
For some,
Right.
he learned it from you, and he might do better with the next one than he didn't do with you.
Right. So I say it all the time that people should walk away better and without collateral damage if they take every situation as an experience. And that's what people don't. You hear so many, again, women, men, well, more women is like, I hear more women say, I gave him everything. Right. And I'm like, why? Why'd you do that? Don't do that. But women gave, but I do have some of my men that will sacrifice and suffer and complain and all of those things too. And then there's collateral damage after the breakup, after the separation, and then that's when the bitterness comes in. But if you take that as an experience, so one of my girls that was here in the last event, she said all her relationships were transactional. However you take it. However you take it. You know, it doesn't have to be financial or anything, but it has to be transactional. You have to learn or gain something from it. Sometimes you can gain bad things from it, unfortunately. But if you turn that into this strength that we're talking about, then you'll always come out on top when you have experiences. Any last thoughts on this before we wrap it up?
It's kind of like that one Steve Harvey episode where this one girl, she basically asked for a $3,500 deposit for this guy time for her because if he failed or did any damage to her, then her time wasn't wasted.
Mm-hmm.
But why you putting money?
Oh my God, I was about to say that. So,
That's
but I was holding my breath on that one because I want to get to another topic. Because a lot of my clients and issues that I come with is that money for women is always attached to something. I get sent DMs all the time when people want me to talk about it. And somebody sent me a DM today, and it was a guy, and he was talking about all the things that he do for her, but she had her purse open and was like, where at though? where at? And he like, I did this for you, and she like, where at? And I'm like, why does it always have to equate to money, to finances? We do need
You do
money.
need money.
Right. We don't need money.
But if both of y'all came together,
We
it
need
wouldn't
some
be
money
money on one side.
Oh, I don't have nothing on it. I don't have nothing on it. We can come together. but I don't have nothing.
So,
I do think that money plays a different role now.
yeah, oh, absolutely. Okay,
So money plays a big role. Now, I never was that person. But now I'm like,
Okay, so, but what part? Okay,
and that falls in with independence too. That also does. You know, it does. But it does.
Okay, you go.
Let me tell you what's so funny. My kid said, who was the woman that said we need equal rights? So I don't go shoot her up.
Yeah, I said that.
A lot of people
And I
say,
said, the minute we ask for equal rights is the day that men are never gonna take care of us like they did back in the day. It's not never gonna happen. You want to get your ass out there and work just like that man. Because you wanted equal rights. No, but you wanted equal rights.
we as a people,
Doesn't matter. If a woman, back in the day, come out and you meet a woman, what was your job to do as a man?
Right. So that's where it's different because when there's equal rights now, when a woman's going out and working like a man, the man
Don't treat you the same if you don't want to be treated the
No,
same.
what I'm saying to you is these equal rights, that's the difference now. Because when you have equal rights now, the woman is going out working, the man is going out working. Both parties are working, but when you come home, it's the woman still taking care of home. There is no equal rights when it comes to taking care of
Right,
home.
so-
Taking care of kids, it's the car, it's not equal. The one that's equal, y'all won't work.
That's what I was gonna say. That's what I was gonna say. Us as a people, we just take things too far. We take things too far. That's why I say when we talk about equal rights, that's why I keep saying we need to start defining stuff. So when we walk away from here, we're gonna have some clarity on what certain things mean. Because equal rights, y'all know damn well we didn't mean that we wanted to be in there wrestling. Y'all know that's not what we meant. We just wanted to be paid the same way as y'all.
We would not be paid as much as the man.
We always take things too far when it comes up. The independence thing is too far. The dating with intentions thing is too far. Like everything is too far. We need to, when it comes to dating, right? So let's just talk about when it comes to dating. Because I don't just do relationships, I do family and all that. But when it comes to dating, we really have to understand what the person that we're interacting with needs and what that, and then how we can identify ourselves with that person if we are trying to get to know that person. Because when we start generalizing, and as you saw, that's where we were, coming into a spiral here, generalizing, talking about a percentage here and a percentage there. Yeah, there's a percentage. I think I'm 1%. You know what I mean? And so there's always a percentage. But when it comes to dating, everyone will be, men is this, men is that. And then we got two guys here that's like, then my boy Donovan, who's also on that percentage up in here. They like, where y'all finding these men at? And we're like,
Where are they?
introduce us to some more in the house.
I think that the women have a lot of freaking excuses for everything.
Okay.
This is a reason.
We really gonna end it with that one, and then we gonna talk about that one. What do you mean by that? It's
Yeah, like,
I'm not getting it. I don't feel good. Every time I get over to lift something, this and that, all these other things. If you want equal, that shouldn't even be an issue.
that goes back to
You don't know what that means.
We can't
Right.
The man don't understand that. He will never understand that.
Of what?
Whatever that woman is.
Oh, okay. Right?
You know, I work physical work, I drive a forklift, I lift up over 100 pounds or whatever. But just hearing other women talking about, oh, I can't be lifting this. That's got nothing to do with it. Your period has nothing to do with you lifting anything.
Okay.
The cold has nothing to do with the cold. I accept no excuses from any women because I do.
Well, they're not excuses. Some are valid reasons.
You're not gonna die.
You might.
That's normal shit. That's natural. But
Okay, well, that's another gray area. That's another gray area that's realistic. So we'll pin that.
you can change your tire. Oh, you need a man to change your tire. You don't know how to check your oil.
Okay, wait a minute. You missed the whole conversation at the beginning where we were discussing all of that, right? So that's, yeah, no, we definitely talked about that as well, about being independent versus self-sufficient and everything else. So we gonna, what time is it, y'all?
9:02.
Oh, all right. Well, look at y'all, we got time. What time is it? Anybody have to get up, refresh, stretch? So listen, y'all, since we have a 9:02 time. Yes, we gonna but before that, I have everyone here in place now. I have all my vendors that I would love to introduce to everyone. Keepsake vendors, I think I said that all. I'm not gonna teach y'all. I'm coming home. Thank you. So, y'all, again, thank you guys for being here. For you guys that arrived in the middle of the discussions, Kenya's Keepsake monthly mixer. But I want to introduce my vendors. OTW, we're gonna start with him in the back. That's my brother, everybody. OTW, me on the way are all your dispensary cannabis needs. I'm gonna say, hold on. You need the mic. Talk about yourself.
OTW on the way mobile dispensary. We deliver, carry all types of trees, edibles, flower, joint, pre-rolls. Yeah, so tap in with us. We deliver all over LA, and yeah, we bring a good flower to you.
Good flower. Good flower.
Not anything with no THC.
What's your price?
Talk to him on the side. Talk to him on the side.
We don't talk to him on the side. Okay. Talk to him. Okay, cousin. Cousin over here. Deja. Cousin, talk about yourself. Go ahead. Speak on.
Hi, my name is Deja. I'm basically here selling sweets because I'm trying to go to New York Fashion Week, and I have to sell at least 18 tickets just to be a part of the show. So that's why I'm here selling.
Here we go.
Congratulations. Listen, yes, I'm gonna get it. Okay. And then we got Shelly, you guys' favorite peach cobbler girl.
Oh, yeah. I already talked about it. And then my cousin, she also has the juices. We have hibiscus, watermelon, and cucumber lime.
Fire.
And she also has drinks on the other side as well, like not just refreshers, but if you want to cleanse 3 days, 5 days, then you can do that as well. And a side bowl, smoothie, whatever.
Everything. And the chicken salad in the back that you guys enjoy. Each mixer, she makes the chicken salad. There's some other stuff she do. I didn't bring you tell me you did that too. What we doing at the next event? So that's my girl Maji. She'll be back. Queen.
That's my
Back to
daughter.
the girl. Yes, that's her daughter.
That's my niece.
Niece. All right. We have the support in the building.
That's all right. Well, we got a nonprofit organization.
Okay, we're gonna get to y'all after Shelly's cobbler because we like to support people in here. Shelly cobbler.
This is Shelly's Cobbler Creations. This is my family recipe peach
Yes.
Yes. All right, and last, ladies, talk about your nonprofit. What's going on?
Well, we have a nonprofit where we just serve to our community. We do when it's back to school, and obviously do back to school where we give backpacks to all ages. Christmas, we do Christmas giveaways for all kids.
Christmas trees.
It's Christmas trees, gifts, bicycles. We do it all for all ages. We go downtown, feed the homeless throughout from here, San Bernardino, we all over.
Y'all.
And we go out and party and have fun.
Anybody else in here? We networking in here, y'all. Anybody else got anything going on that y'all want to tap into?
Your table.
My table. Oh yeah, me. Hey y'all. It's your girl. I'm all over work, y'all. I got your tumblers here. But Kenya's Keepsake. So I'm a relationship coach, but I do so many other things. On the table, I have my wine glasses, my shot glasses, my mugs, tumblers, but I also have ebooks on healing, communication, mastering conflict resolution, all this other kind of stuff. But go ahead and type in candles. Somebody please buy candles. If y'all don't buy nothing else, those candles are strong, and but they smell so good, y'all. Y'all have some lit. What else I do? Keepsake Day. That's my assistant back there, Keepsake Day. Hey, Keepsake Day. I have a whole Keepsake community where you can just go online and get any free resources. And it's also a paid membership, so I go a little deeper and give you weekly webinars, workshops. You will have, if you have a paid membership, you get all my events free, so on and so forth. Oh my God, I teach youth. I mentor the kids in Compton. I love the kids too. And I am going to Houston next weekend to speak at a Melanin Minds conference, a whole weekend conference, y'all. So the world is on. But for fun too, on Thursday nights, I do Tipsy Thursdays on Instagram where we talk about all things that's going on, social media, relationship struggles, all that good stuff. And then after that, I do Tubi Thursdays, y'all, where I turn on the Tubi movie live just like that. And we do commentary, and it's a good time, y'all. So that's your girl. So much more. Tap in with me and follow me on Instagram, Facebook, wherever y'all are.
Yeah.
Y'all ready for a break?
Yeah.
Let's get a break, y'all. About 15 minutes, and then we gonna get this channel started, y'all. Yo, DJ, turn me up.
We need to get you outside.
Hey, y'all, we taking an intermission.
We need to get her outside.
Are y'all tapping in with your girl Battle Perspectives here? Let me see where the top is. Oh. Hey y'all. It's not even on. We still live on Facebook. Hey y'all. We gonna be back.